was sitting in class in middle school when the teacher asked a question. Most of the time, I would know the answer, but I would just sit there silently and not raise my hand. It wasn't cool to know the answer. It wasn't cool to do well in school. It wasn't cool to be smart. I cared about school and I worked really hard at it, but I didn't want to bring any extra attention to myself and make it seem like I wanted to learn. The kids in my homeroom did know that I wanted to learn though, because most of the time they would see that I actually did my homework, and the majority of them would ask if they could copy it in homeroom before classes started in the morning. I usually let them too, because I didn't want to bring any negative attention on myself and give them more of a reason to think that I was a nerd. In my town, if you were an athlete, then you're just an athlete and not much else. I played on our high school hockey team in 7th and 8th grade, and I would listen to the upperclassmen talk about falling asleep in class, hooking up with guys, and blacking out at parties as if it were a medal. I was exposed to what our town high school was like before I even got there, and I felt like I would have to fit the mold of these leaders that I inevitably had to look up to. I didn't invest myself in school or what I was learning because I didn't want my peers to think that I was a nerd. That's definitely not what I wanted to be considered in high school. Whenever our coach collected our grades, our report cards when we got them, all my teammates would freak out because they thought that this or that teacher screwed them over and they were worried about their grades. I just stayed silent and hoped that the talk about grades would be over soon. When I was with my friends from hockey, I would talk about my future in high school as if I would go to our town high school with them. Mostly because I didn't want them to judge me or get mad at me, but deep down I had a goal to go to a high school with a better learning environment. When I came to BB&N freshman year, I knew what type of school it was, but I was shocked at how everyone participated in class and were so engaged. It was weird or different if you didn't speak up in class and you answered questions because everyone did it. It was weird if you didn't participate in class, which is the problem that I had. Freshman year in English, I had to listen to my classmates speak about the Odyssey. They made such great connections and points about this book that I couldn't even understand, never mind speak about. I kept thinking to myself, there's no way that I passed this class. I had to work so hard just to keep up, and there were some late nights where I honestly thought I wouldn't graduate from here. Over time, I was able to adjust academically, but speaking in class continued to be my weak point. During sophomore debates, Ms. Farlow told me, your nerves got the best of you. This was understandable since my part of the debate was a bunch of nonsense mixed with ahs, ums, and likes. I still struggled to speak in class junior year as my teacher still expected more from me vocally. When it came time to pick my class for senior year, I knew that speech writing and public speaking was an option. I was so fed up with not being comfortable voicing my opinion and getting feedback from teachers that I didn't participate enough. I knew that I wouldn't be making my life any easier, but I still chose to take this class. Learning how to public speak would force me to speak in front of others and get me more comfortable with it. If you asked me freshman year if I would speak in front of any amount of people, I probably would have laughed at you. But one of the reasons why I came here was to fully engage in learning and be a contributor in classes. And this was my last chance to prove to myself that I could contribute. Being pushed to speak in front of others on the spot as well as with prepared speeches has allowed me to gain confidence when I speak. I've learned to develop my own ideas and speak about subjects that I have a passion for. The first time that one of my speeches got workshopped in the fall, I was so nervous to read it out loud to my class and have everyone critique it. I thought my speech was horrible and I had such low expectations going into it. I was so surprised once I finished how positive the reaction towards it was. This was the first speech that I ever wrote, and it was rough, like really rough, but everyone found good things to say about it and gave me ways to improve for my next speech. If it wasn't for everyone in my class being supportive and giving constructive criticism, I would not have found my voice or be speaking the way I am today. So thank you all for that. I'm also going to embarrass Ms. Carnett because she saw potential in me that I couldn't even see in myself and pushed me to get better every day. So thanks, Ms. K. By engaging in school and expressing my own ideas, I've recently started to like school. A few weeks ago, our hockey team had a game at St. Paul's that started an hour late and didn't get home till 10 p.m. I decided I just wouldn't come to school in the morning because I only had 2 classes and then 3 hours of free before my next class. Then I thought about it more and I realized that I didn't want to miss school because I've begun to really enjoy learning and being at school in general. I feel like I'm actually getting something out of it now that